This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Kai, or SIMMERKHAI. If you don't know me, I'm Kai, I'm a builder. And yeah, in today's video, we're gonna be building a gem-themed Victorian home, and this is a build that we did actually partially on stream, but I decided to build the rest of the house offline. And this build is basically using the new stuff pack that was given to me by the EA Creator Network program. And also thank you so much to EA for giving me this stuff pack. I really enjoyed building this house using that pack, and I think you guys should definitely get it. If you're into like occult sims and basically creating gems and also jewelry, you can definitely get this pack for your sims to do so, because it is such a great pack. Anyway, welcome back to my channel. I don't think I did a proper introduction in the beginning of the video, but yeah, I'm really glad that you guys decided to join me here today in this video, and I really hope that you guys will like this build as well. If you do like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, I think by the time this video is up, the build should be up as well under my ID, which is SIMMERKHAI, which you can find. It's basically spelled the same as my YouTube channel name down below. But I really hope you guys will enjoy this one. This is a build that I pictured belongs to a couple of gem collectors or gem researchers, probably. And they have like maybe one kid together who is already probably a teenager, because the room that I built for the kid sim is like more towards a younger or tween-ish type of age range. Anyway, we're working on the exterior of the build over here, and I had a hard time actually figuring out what kind of shape I wanted to go with, because firstly, Victorian homes are not my niche, and also I do apologize for those birds out there that are making some noise. Birds, please shush. I'm trying to record a voice over here. Anyway, as I was saying, what did I just say? I forgot. But I really enjoyed building this build, and we're working on the exterior over here, which was pretty challenging because, like I said, I didn't know like what kind of shape actually I wanted to go with for this kind of build. And also because, yeah, I said firstly, Victorian homes are not my particular skill. Secondly, I feel like Victorian homes are quite hard to build, especially if you're coming from a region in the world where Victorian homes didn't exist in your country. So it's kind of hard to actually understand the concept behind it and how the architecture is, all the decorations. But overall, I think I did a pretty decent job. Not so bad for someone who doesn't live in an area that is well known for Victorian era. But you know, I had a good time building this build also because with the help of Pinterest, I referred to pictures on there just to see roughly what the architecture is like, what kind of patterns and materials were used in the construction of Victorian homes. Even though, you know, it's kind of hard to actually tell in the Sims game um, what kind of actual wallpapers or floor tilings that are most accurate to the era that you are trying to build for. But overall, I think it turned out all right. I wouldn't say that it turned out really badly, but I wouldn't say that it turned out like so good either. I think it's just like something in between that. Anyway, this house turned out to be pink, and I didn't really picture it to be pink initially because I don't know, I just pictured that Victorian homes are basically more serious and more gloomy, but I wanted to make something fun out of the concept and also try to like make it live a little. So I decided to use pink as a color, and I tried to combine different colors like pinks, I think whites, also some wood tones as well for the inside and the decorations. And I also used a lot of packs that I found were closely related to one another, like with the Crystal Creation stuff pack. I used also Realm of Magic pack and I think Paranormal pack. Other than that, I might have used other packs, but I kind of forgot what other packs that I used. But I feel like they all blend together really well because of the aesthetics and also because they kind of have the same vibe going on, if you know what I mean. And yeah, I just pictured that, I could combine and fuse together these kind of like occult themed packs and just make something out of it. And I came up with like a Victorian home that is pink and is for a couple of gem collectors, which is pretty great if you ask me. But I really, really love the windows that came with Realm of Magic. It looks very, very magical. So I decided to put it in the Victorian home over here and also put some crawling vines all over the walls just to make it look more aesthetics, and also make it look not so like serious. So I decided to turn it a bit floral. Initially I wanted to also include like a secret garden kind of backyard, but I didn't end up doing so. I think I just put in like a gardening area because, I think this house was built on 20 by 30 lot, so I don't think that having a backyard with a magical garden vibes is sufficient enough because of the space. And then in the front, I wanted to put in a fountain to make it look kind of more aesthetic and old vibes, but I don't think I ended up adding that fountain because of the placement. I didn't really know where to put it, and also I didn't know how to balance it out in terms of comparing it with the other spaces in the front area, because there are two pots of plants over there that I guess turns into a driveway or something. But if I were to place a fountain there, it wouldn't really make sense to my eyes because for me, I would like to have a fountain like directly in front of the entrance of the house instead of like to the side of it. So yeah, the placement is a little bit weird, so I didn't end up adding a fountain in the front of the house. But I think I end up switching those fences that you see over there to more of some candid ones that came with base game. They're basically wooden fences that have like vines crawling on them, which adds more aesthetics, I guess, to the build and overall what kind of vibe I wanted it to go for. And then yeah, here I'm just putting some plants that I think suited the hot climate weather. um in the Sims, in the live edit menu especially, there isn't a lot of like items that are meant for like builds that are for hot weather. So I ended up just putting a few cactuses here and there. But I think overall I achieved that look that I wanted, kind of like not so floral per se, but more of like just natural in general with the cactuses and all. Even though now looking back at it, I think I shouldn't have put the pine trees or like the tall Christmas green trees over there, but things happen. Anyway, I would rate this build probably like a 7 out of 10 for me. But what about you? What do you guys think of this build? Do let me know in the comments because I would love to know what you think. And over here, I'm just placing some wooden fences that I end up changing to the base game ones. These fences, even though they're pretty, they're from the Horse Ranch pack, I believe. But I felt that it didn't really suit this build because I didn't really want the house to look like, it belongs in a ranch because of the fences. So I ended up using these fences instead that are from base game that look more candid, and also I really love the vines that crawl on them. And it adds so much more to the aesthetic that I was going for, which is like kind of Victorian and old. But yeah, I think these fences are kind of like my recent favorite things to use in the game. even though I don't really use it, but when it comes to building builds that are covered in like plants and landscaping, I do believe that those fences are the best suited for that. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what kind of decoration I wanted to put at the front over here. I was leaning towards a car or something, but I didn't end up adding a car. And I think it's because I found that logically it wouldn't make sense for a car to be parked in there because of the small width of the fence or the entrance. So I ended up just omitting that car and replacing it with a lot of other landscaping items, I believe. I think one of the items I also used was from the Romantic Garden Stuff Pack, which was released way back then. But overall, it's a pretty nice exterior, I would say. And now we're moving on to the interior, but the floor plan has already been laid out where I cropped it off, or I think I didn't record it. But doing the floor plan was kind of tedious too because, you know, when I was doing the floor plan for the inside seemed a little bit too big. I didn't really have any problems doing the floor plan of the ground floor, but the second floor or the first floor is a bit like of a hassle because of the awkward placing of the stairs, and also because there is a lot of room upstairs. And initially, I thought that I could fit in at least 3 bedrooms upstairs, but in the end, it ended up being only 2 bedrooms that share 1 bathroom. And I know that a lot of master bedrooms probably have their own bathrooms, but in this case, I couldn't really fit in a ensuite. Is that what you call them? Ensuite? Ensuite bathroom for the master bedroom. And yeah, because there wasn't a lot of space for me to do so. And also because I had a hard time doing the layout for the second floor of the house, I mean. So it kind of limited my ability to include an ensuite. Anyway, this part over here is going to be the living room, and I feel like the living room of this build is my favorite because I do end up experimenting, placing things here and there, trying to make it look a little bit bohemian as well, with a lot of frames, with a lot of frames and clutter on the walls, wall decorations, mirrors, wall lights and whatnot. And I really like the some of the shelving units that came with the new stuff pack, which is not this one, by the way. I really like the cube one. The cube one looks much more modern, as well as more neater. This one over here, even though I put it in, I feel like it looks a little bit gothic, and it doesn't really suit this kind of vibe that I was going for. But I did also end up putting it anyways because I really wanted to use most of the stuff that came with the new stuff pack, and I was like, I need to use all of them because why use a stuff pack if you're not going to use the items in it? But I did try to experiment things here and there, trying to figure out what kind of items I wanted to put everywhere. Over here is like a little corner of a dining table, and also there is a curved part in this build which is like a tower area. And at first I didn't really know what kind of area I wanted to use for the curved part, but in the end I think I put in like a gemology table which came with a pack. And I believe this gemology table or this gem research table is something that your Sims can use to carry out research on gems and also make and craft jewelry. I'm not too sure actually, because I haven't played with the gameplay yet, but I really like that table. It looks very, very detailed, and also just it looks like it belongs in a proper like library type of area. So I just ended up putting it at the curved wall section over here. Anyway, I think the living room, like I said, is my favorite part of the house because I think I took up a lot of time decorating it, and I was being patient when decorating it. And I tried to make it look as pretty as possible, and I think I achieved that. Anyway, over here's going to be the kitchen. It's just a small kitchen with like those cabinets that came with Realm of Magic. I also used the tiles that came with the For Rent pack. I think it's For Rent. Yeah, I think it's For Rent. And the wallpaper I use is from Realm of Magic because, you know, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I tried to combine 3 packs which are Realm of Magic, the Crystal Creation stuff pack, as well as the Paranormal stuff pack, simply because of the aesthetics that I felt belong together and they could make each other look cohesive. Anyway, the ground floor also has like a half bathroom in the middle of the hall there. And in the entrance over here, I decided to put in a bookshelf simply because, you know, I didn't really know what kind of stuff I wanted to put in the um, hallway area at the entrance. So why not just put a bookshelf? Easy. And this part over here is going to be the study of the house, which is basically the library to carry out research and also use the computer for your Sims. And we're going to be moving on to the top floor now, which is a pretty big area, if you ask me. Like, there's a lot of area to cover, and you can also furnish on the second floor with a lot of stuff. And this part is going to be the master bedroom. I quite like how the master bedroom turned out because I tried to decorate it as nicely as possible, making it look more of like candid without it making it look more serious and always the same style that I go for. I decided to use the bed that came with the, is that from the camping pack? I'm not too sure what the name is, but it's an old game pack, I think, where we have the camping world, which I forgot what its name is too. But I think if I can recall, I did a collab with Honey May Sims for that world. I'm not too sure what that world is, but the main bedroom or the master bedroom is pretty big. So I decided to put in a lot of stuff in it, a lot of furniture actually, like a couple of cabinets here and there, also the bed, the rug, the wardrobe, and a sofa, just some tiny details as well, like those wall decorations that came with the paranormal stuff pack, some shelving units on the bedside tables, and also some clutter. And I also found these mirrors that came with the basement kit. I'm not too sure what it's called, but something to do with basements. And I thought that the mirror, the cracked mirror especially, looked pretty good with the whole aesthetic, so I decided to put it in the master bedroom just because also there's a lot of space. And then over here is going to be the shared, oh my gosh, the birds, they can't shut up. The area over here is going to be the shared bathroom, which is shared between the master bedroom as well as the kids' room, which is this one. I pictured that the tween that has this room is really into like gemology and stuff, so they have their own gemology table, and they're also a little bit on the artistic side, so I put in like violin, I think. And also in this house there is an art easel which I'll be transferring to the porch, as well as a chess table, which I think is very mandatory when it comes to building because I'm pretty used to using chess tables on the porch. And then over here is going to be the lounge area for the second floor, which is pretty decent. There's not too much detail in this part because I didn't really want to clutter up the lounge area with a lot of stuff. So I decided to just put in a simple coffee table as well as a jukebox, just so that your Sims can lounge around and listen to music, just relax and have a fun time. And I do end up also adding a piano. Where's that piano? I think it's from For Rent, I think, or Horse Ranch. I think it's from For Rent. No, it's from the Growing Together's game pack, expansion pack. Anyway, I need to get a hold of my packs and I need to remember them. But this is going to be the porch area. It's just a very simple decoration. I do end up adding carpets here and there, a little porch bench, as well as art easel and a chess table. And at the back, I think I just put in a couple of porch chairs or outdoor chairs, as well as some planter boxes at the backyard. But this will be the end of the video for me and from me. I really hope that you guys will enjoy this video. If you like it, do please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!